Welcome back, Flare community. I hope everyone is doing well, and in today's video, we're going to be covering some of the common terms used within the cryptocurrency space. This will be especially beneficial for those who struggle with some of the terminology I use within my videos. I thought about simplifying the technical jargon, but as the Flare network is a complicated and technical ecosystem, I would be truncating some of the knowledge which is essential to getting a deep understanding. And by learning these words, you will find the content much easier to digest. So with that being said, we're going to start with some of the basics and progress to terminology more specific to the Flare network. Let's jump in. Blockchain. A blockchain is a type of database, a collection of information. The data is structured in such a way that transactions are grouped together in what is called a block. Once filled with transactions and confirmed, the block will be chained onto the previously filed block, hence the name blockchain. Decentralization. So we know what a blockchain is, but when put into context and coupled with decentralization, it becomes very powerful. Decentralized is the opposite of centralized. So let's take exchanges as a brief example. In a centralized system or exchange, the power is in the hands of a few high up in the business. They may dictate the rules, change the rules, or prevent you from completing various activities, such as withdrawing your assets. In a decentralized exchange, the power is within the protocol, the software. People all over the world run what are called nodes to help support the network. These nodes are just computers which run software to help the network function. The same rules apply to all when using a decentralized exchange, which is commonly known as a DEX. You are in complete control and the assets you hold remain in your possession at all times. Decentralized Finance. Decentralized finance, commonly known as DeFi, is an umbrella term for a variety of financial applications running on a decentralized network. Traditional financial services offered by institutions, such as borrowing, lending, and trading, are becoming obsolete as these decentralized networks can perform the same task without the third-party intermediary. Custody. Custody is another word for ownership. If you hold assets in your own wallet, such as a hardware wallet, you own them. You are the custodian. If you deposit assets onto a centralized exchange, they will reside in the exchange's wallet until you withdraw them. As centralized exchanges have control over their platform, they may be able to prevent you from withdrawing funds at any time. If you're considering investing in a hardware wallet to take possession of your assets, such as a Decent wallet, be sure to check the link in the description below for $50 off. Smart contracts. Smart contracts are simply programs, small pieces of code which are stored on a blockchain that will run when certain conditions are met. They typically are used to automate the execution of an agreement so that all participants can be certain of the outcome without any third party's involvement. It's basically a way to execute logic or perform an activity on a blockchain network. Smart contracts are often used with dApps. So let's talk about dApps. Decentralized applications, commonly known as dApps, are applications which interact with a blockchain. As mentioned earlier, some of the functionality will be executed via smart contracts, removing involvement from third parties and relying on the consensus of the network to verify transactions. So what is consensus? Reaching consensus is basically the process of making an agreement between multiple parties. In the world of blockchain, these parties are often referred to as nodes, which run software to reach consensus and validate transactions. Reaching a consensus is important in the digital asset space as it provides a solution to what is called the double spend problem. Solving the double spend problem is the process of eliminating the ability to spend the same digital asset more than once at the same time. Proof of work was the very first method of solving this. Then proof of stake made a rise, which is much more energy efficient but is unable to scale. We are currently experiencing a wave of FBA, or Federated Byzantine Agreement consensus, which is scalable, efficient, and a modified version of this is what Flare uses to verify transactions on the network. Decentralized Autonomous Organizations. A decentralized autonomous organization, or a DAO, is a network which is self-governed. Users which hold the native asset of a network can gain what is called a governance vote. Now, this is a vote which will enable you to have your say on which direction the network moves forward. Stablecoins. Put simply, a stablecoin is a digital asset which is pegged to a fiat equivalent, such as the dollar, a euro, a pound. KYC. KYC is an acronym for Know Your Customer, and it is the practice carried out by companies to verify the identity of their clients in compliance with legal requirements and current laws and regulations. AML. AML is an acronym for the term anti-money laundering and is closely linked with KYC, or Know Your Customer. It is used to develop the standard controls that companies and organizations must carry out in order to avoid, identify, and report suspicious behaviors of money laundering that can happen while carrying out their activity. So with that being said, let's jump to some of the Flare-related terminology. Let's start with the Flare network. The Flare network is a revolutionary network. It is the very first smart contract-enabled Federated Byzantine Agreement network. The goal of Flare is to unlock value of assets which currently lack smart contract functionality by allowing them to be brought over to Flare in a risk-free, fully collateralized manner. Songbird. Songbird is the canary network for Flare. A canary network is similar to a testnet, but it has one subtle but very important difference. The assets held on a canary network, such as Songbird, actually have value. This is due to a predetermined supply once the network launches. The Songbird network will be used to implement changes which can be monitored and refined before being brought over to the hardened Flare network. This increases the stability and security of the Flare network, as additional features have likely been tested thoroughly before being deployed. Now let's look at the FTSO and STSO. The FTSO and STSO are integral parts of the Flare and Songbird networks respectively. FTSO stands for Flare Time Series Oracle, and STSO stands for Songbird Time Series Oracle. Each network will run their own instance of this component. We can just call this the Time Series Oracle for now. The Time Series Oracles will be responsible for frequently updating the Flare network with up-to-date, accurate price feeds for a number of given assets. This data can then be used with confidence by the various decentralized applications built on top of the Flare network. But where does the data come from? Data providers. So data providers basically provide data to the time series oracles. They can get this data however they like, for example, finding the average price of an asset on a number of different exchanges. The time series oracles collect this data from numerous data providers, and put simply, they calculate an average which can then be used within the network. If the data provider provides accurate data, which is determined by how close it is to the time series oracle output, they will get rewarded. Spark. The Spark token is the native asset of the Flare network. It has a ticker symbol of FLR. Not only can it be used to transfer value, but it also comes with a data provider vote, allowing users to earn a passive income. Finally, the Spark token is the governance token of the Flare network, which will allow holders to make decisions on future changes relating to the network. F assets. A number of integrated assets can be brought over from their existing blockchain over to the Flare network in a fully collateralized, trustless manner. These are called F assets. Currently, there are 4 of these assets which exist: XRP, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and XLM. To mint F assets such as XRP, you will send XRP to an agent on the network, and the network will send you 1 FXRP in return. More on agents in a minute. It's important to note that F assets can be redeemed at any point in time. S assets. S assets are the exact same as F assets. The difference is the network which they are brought over to. F assets are for the Flare network, and S assets are held on the Songbird network. Collateral. Collateral is something which is pledged as security. A real-world example would be a pawn shop. You bring in an item to pledge as collateral, receive an amount of money you wish to borrow, and if you can't repay it, the collateral is retained by the pawn shop. If we relate this to the Flare network, collateral must be provided to mint F assets. If a user wanted to mint FXRP, an agent must collateralize this XRP with 2.5 times the value in Spark. Agents. Agents are entities on the network who wish to provide Spark as collateral to mint F assets. In return for pledging their Spark tokens, they will receive a portion of the minting fees from the user or originator wishing to mint the F asset. State Connector. The State Connector is a highly sophisticated component of the Flare network. The role of the State Connector is to digest transactions from external blockchains which are integrated with Flare to ensure funds have been sent to their correct destination. Upon receipt and confirmation, the State Connector will initiate the minting and transaction of the F asset into the recipient's Flare wallet. Flare Finance. Flare Finance are building 6 different decentralized applications on top of the Flare network and the Songbird network. These products will provide a solid foundation for DeFi, or decentralized finance, to thrive on each network. The products which they are offering are FlareX, which is a decentralized exchange, or DEX, Flare Wrap, which will enable users to bridge assets onto the Flare or Songbird network. We have Flare Farm, which is a yield farming platform, Flare Mine, which is a yield mining platform, Flare Loans, an asset-backed loans issuing platform, and finally we have Flare Mutual, a decentralized mutual funds that allows people to share risk together without the need for an insurance policy. Trusline and Probity. The Trusline ecosystem comprises of a few components, and it is basically a borrowing and lending credit network solution. The first component is Aurei, which is a crypto-collateralized stablecoin which resides on the XRP ledger and will be issued by Flare network smart contracts. The Probity Vault is the second component and is an application running on the Flare network and will manage the minting and redemption process of Aurei, the fully collateralized stablecoin. Finally, we have the Trusline mobile application, which will allow users to send a number of assets and borrow the Aurei stablecoin. To wrap things up, let's look at some DeFi-specific terminology. Yield farming. Yield farming is a process that allows cryptocurrency holders to earn rewards on their holdings. With yield farming, an investor deposits units of a cryptocurrency into a lending protocol to earn interests from trading fees. Liquidity pool. Liquidity pools are pools of tokens locked in smart contracts that provide liquidity in decentralized exchanges or DEXs. Liquidity pools allow users to trade on a decentralized exchange without having an order book. Impermanent loss. Impermanent loss refers to a temporary loss caused to a liquidity provider due to the volatility of a trading pair. When a user joins a paired liquidity pool, they provide two tokens at a specific ratio. As the price fluctuates, the ratio becomes unbalanced. It is this change in price which causes impermanent loss once the user withdraws out of the liquidity pool. So that basically wraps up today's video. I really do hope that this video has expanded your vocabulary in not just cryptocurrency, but also Flare Network, the Songbird Network, and decentralized finance. If you feel others could benefit from this video, please feel free to share it, and if you're not subscribed already, then please feel free to do so. With that being said, guys, have an absolutely incredible day as always, and until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.